This morning, how many crews it took to get this fire under control.
And what some Ukrainians here in San Antonio have to say about the war, as today marks 1 year of Russia invading Ukraine.
And front is making for a tricky forecast today. It is going to be cool, but how cool will it be over the weekend? We take a look coming up.
Live from KSAT12, the news at noon starts right now.
If you see or hear simulated gunfire or see emergency vehicles around downtown county offices, don't worry, it's active shooter training.
Our Camelia Juarez is at the county courthouse right now where that training is beginning. Camelia, when does it start? How long does it last? What are we in for?
Jonathan, Ursula, all downtown county offices are starting to clear out. They're clearing the halls right now as we speak. The training begins in an hour, and it's going to continue for the rest of the day. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office is leading these classes. It's a civilian response to an active shooter event, and that includes what to look for in an attacker, how to work with law enforcement, and situational awareness. Now, like I said, these classes are for the rest of the day, so if you're needing some kind of service from the county, head to bear.org. Protective orders and other district clerk services will continue at the Family Justice Center at 126 East Nueva on the second floor. Marriage licenses and other county clerk services will be available at a mobile unit located at the county's record center. That's at 232 Iowa Street. Again, no need to worry if you hear simulated gunfire. You see lots of first responders, emergency vehicles here at the downtown county offices. Those are the offices near the San Fernando Cathedral. And coming up at 5 and 6, we'll show you what's happening inside these active shooter training classes. Reporting live from the county courthouse, Camelia Juarez, KSAT12 News.
Thank you, Camelia. Well, it's been a morning to remember for firefighters, a series of fires in the high winds we saw this morning, putting them on watch for more and the possibility that some will rekindle.
And that is the case with an abandoned house on the city's south side. Alyssa Cole at the scene near Roosevelt Avenue with why crews are still keeping an eye on it.
I was sad and I was scared and nervous.
Grace Laura was shocked when her brother called her early Friday morning to tell her their father's house was on fire.
And I dressed up as fast as I could and I got here, and when I saw all of this, I just couldn't believe it.
Around 5 this morning, 29 San Antonio firefighter units rushed to Highland Avenue near Roosevelt Avenue to put out a fire at an abandoned house. The flames from the house spread to 2 neighboring homes on both sides, one a rental property and the other Laura's father's home.
We were able to get enough resources on scene to control the flames without extensive damage to the 2 adjacent structures.
No one was inside any of the homes when the fire started, except for one dog inside Laura's father's home that firefighters rescued. But Laura and her family say they are concerned another abandoned house could be next.
We knew at one time maybe this was going to happen because there's all these old houses around here. That house might be next because that house is vacant also.
While city crews clean up the damage and debris left behind, fire and arson investigators will search the back of the house where majority of the damage was identified to determine the cause. Alyssa Cole, KSAT12 News.
And San Antonio firefighters are investigating another fire right now. This one happening overnight at Easy Pawn Shop on Goliad Road near Southeast Military Drive. When crews arrived, they were met with some challenges getting inside the building, which made it hard to put out the flames right away. The fire has since been extinguished and the building demolished at this time. A cause for the fire is unknown.
A former San Antonio police officer accused of shooting a teenager in a McDonald's parking lot last year in court this morning. This was James Brennan's first court encounter. Brennan's attorney, Nicola Hood, and prosecutor Darlie Harris conferred briefly about the case and then talked about the exchange of evidence. Brennan was arrested less than 2 weeks after the shooting. 17-year-old Eric Cantu was hit multiple times. His teenage passenger nearly hit when they were approached by Brennan in the parking lot. Cantu did survive, but he spent weeks on life support after suffering multiple injuries. Brennan facing 2 counts of aggravated assault by a public servant and 1 count of attempted murder. His next court date has not been scheduled yet.
And coming up, we are taking a look at some road closures that could impact your weekend travel plans.
Plus, the new military package being announced by President Biden to help Ukraine in the war against Russia.
Today marks 1 year since Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine, the war tearing apart a nation that refuses to back down.
ABC's Lindsay Watts with reaction from around the world, including China's call for a ceasefire.
For Ukraine, the last year has brought horror and chaos. Tens of thousands of Ukrainians dead and millions displaced.
Я пишаюся вами.
Today, Ukrainian President Zelensky says it's been a year of pain, but also one of hope, endurance, and invincibility. Russia hoped to take Kyiv in a week.
Україна живе.
Zelensky saying, "May this be proudly proclaimed everywhere. Ukraine is alive." Around the world, rallies of support from New York to Europe to Australia. Also today, the U.S. announcing a new $2.5 billion military aid package for Ukraine. It includes artillery, military drones, funding for training, and missiles. On Good Morning America, Ukraine's Minister of Foreign Affairs says this war has no timeline, whatever it takes for victory.
What does victory mean at this point?
It's very simple. It's restoring Ukraine's territorial integrity. I don't think there is any nation in the world that would agree to give away even a square meter of its territory.
Amid fears China could start providing weapons to Russia, China today calling for a ceasefire, offering a 12-point proposal to end the conflict.
Any peace that legitimizes Russia's seizure of land by force will weaken the Charter and send a message to would-be aggressors everywhere that they can invade countries and get away with it.
This morning, President Biden held a virtual meeting with G7 leaders as well as President Zelensky. The White House says that was to continue coordinating efforts to support Ukraine and hold Russia accountable. Lindsay Watts, ABC News, Washington.
Meantime, last night, Ukrainians from San Antonio stood outside of City Hall to say thank you for the support that they have received. And they were joined with others from Lithuania and the country of Georgia. While singing the Ukraine national anthem and praying for those back at home, they're asking for an end to the war that has officially lasted a full year.
I'm just really glad that we're here together to support the Ukraine population, not just here in San Antonio, but all over the world.
They're saying that it's almost over. We feel it. We know this. It's changing.
City Hall lit up in the colors of Ukraine's flag outside the front doors. Mayor Ron Nirenberg and Councilwoman Adriana Rocha Garcia stood with the crowd during a candlelight vigil, saying it's a reminder that freedom must be protected. And we saw some of those supporters also standing outside of the county courthouse this morning.
That's right.
Supporters of Ukraine.
And some of them looked bundled up. Temperature is 60 degrees. Will it get any colder?
It's the wind, Justin.
It's just such a change, right? Because it's been so warm this week. And you're right. It's sort of a chilly day. We've still got the northeasterly wind in place, and it's going to stay fairly cool throughout the rest of the afternoon. Lots of clouds, so that's not going to help us warm up much at all. Your aquifer is holding pretty steady today. We're not seeing much of a change here, and it looks like our pictures aren't coming up. What I can tell you here is that the pollen count, there is a long list. 7 allergens, most of them trees. Everything's in the low category, but there's a lot out there right now. We'll try to get that to you a little bit later. We also have your full forecast coming up right after the break.
This Rodeo Remembers, powered by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers.
In San Antonio, when you think about the rodeo, you also think about the Freeman Coliseum. And both would not be possible without the vision and drive of Joe and Harold Freeman. The brothers grew up working in the family general store, and they were hard workers. By the 1940s, they had grown their family business to include Chevy dealerships, cotton, real estate, and ranching. Around this time, the city and the Freemans realized San Antonio needed a new venue for hosting big events. They quickly became key players in its construction, and the Bexar County Coliseum opened to the public in 1949. One reason for their keen interest was the brothers' dream of creating a premier livestock expo for the youth of Texas, and that's exactly what they did. On February 17, 1950, San Antonio held its first annual stock show and rodeo. Through the years, the rodeo has raised over $200 million for Texas youth involved in agriculture. After Joe's death in 1971, the Bexar County Coliseum changed its name to the Joe Freeman Coliseum. Then, in 1985, it changed again, and Harry's name was added. So when you're enjoying the rodeo, remember to thank the Freeman brothers.
Here we are. We're heading into another weekend, the last weekend of the rodeo, I might add. Right. And that means construction closures are going to be stepping up.
Our Stephen Cavazos is here to tell you where they are and how to avoid the traffic backups that will follow.
Roadwork is expected to continue in and around the Alamo City throughout the weekend. So as always, just make sure you plan your commute ahead of time because we're going to see work take place here along Loop 1604 on the north central side of San Antonio. In fact, material haul off will begin around 8 in the morning on Saturday and hopefully should wrap at 3 in the afternoon. We're going to see a westbound main lane exit ramp closure from Lock Hill Selma to Vance Jackson Road. So again, plan that commute around that area. I-35 on the northeast side of San Antonio will see striping and barrier work take place overnight. Now, that's been current, but the work will continue on Saturday, February 25th at 9 in the evening and should wrap, hopefully, by 5 in the morning. We'll see alternating lane closures along the I-35 southbound connector ramp to Loop 410 westbound. All right, one last jump for the weekend as we get ready to wrap it up because utility work will take us all the way up until Monday, February 27th. That work does begin at 9 in the morning and should hopefully wrap around 3 in the afternoon. A southbound lane closure at Cedar Trail is what drivers can expect. And hey, plan the commute ahead of time. As I said, know before you go. Scan that QR code that takes you to our KSAT traffic page. We have a full list of all the closures that are happening in our area. So again, plan that commute ahead of time, guys.
And we're keeping an eye on the weather for a couple of reasons. We had a major change today. But it's going to change back to something tomorrow because that's how we've been rolling this week.
That's how we do it.
Yes.
Tomorrow's still going to be somewhat cool, but Sunday, man, the temperatures start to crank up, and then next week's we're back in the heat. It's going to feel a lot like spring. I promised the pollen count. I want to show it because there is a long list. Just about every tree you can imagine is put into that list today. Everything's low, but we should point out that oak showing up for the first time this season. We are a little early with that, but oak season just right around the corner, so something to keep in mind. As we go outside for you, cloudy skies at the airport. We have had reports of a few sprinkles here and there. Not a surprise. We're expecting a little bit of that today. 60 degrees right now, cloudy skies. Northeasterly winds at about 9. Temperatures have held fairly steady, although we've come up a degree or two since this morning. And with this cloud cover, you just won't see temperatures move much today. It's going to stay on the cool side. Cool and cloudy. There hasn't been much in the way of radar returns here, but there are some light showers out there that are streaming through San Antonio, so don't be surprised if you have to briefly use your windshield wipers. 58 degrees in New Braunfels, 65 Hondo, 70 in Carrizo Springs, 71 in Cotulla. So look at the range of temperatures here. 53 up in Fredericksburg, but 71 in Cotulla, and that's due to that frontal boundary, which is just south of San Antonio, but it's going to make for a wide range of temperatures today. Sort of a tricky temperature forecast. And around Bexar County right now, we're looking at 60 degrees at the airport, 61 Port SA, 61 Stinson, and we've got those 50s as we showed you up in the hill country. So how does this play out this afternoon? Well, temperatures, again, don't move all that much. Maybe up to 62 for a high. You'll find maybe some 70s down to the south, but we stay in the 50s in the hill country. Tonight, cooler air kind of continues to ooze in. I think by tomorrow morning, we're somewhere around 50 degrees to start. It's a little chilly on your Saturday morning. We'll see some drizzle, too. And then by the afternoon, still cloudy, maybe a break or two here and there. But temperatures still on the kind of cool side. 65 degrees here in San Antonio, 70s down to the south. And I think we eventually will make it into the 60s into the hill country too, as warmer air is trying to work its way back in. And that certainly is the case as we get into Sunday. So if you're planning out your weekend, here's what we're thinking. 65 on Saturday, morning drizzle, northeasterly winds still, 5 to 15. And then some morning fog and drizzle on Sunday, but we're up to 76. And this time we've got a southerly breeze, which will warm us up. I mentioned that tricky temperature forecast. It's 81 right now in Corpus Christi, 73 in Laredo, 83 in Brownsville, It's 27 in Amarillo, 31 in Lubbock. So you've got a big range of temperatures across the Lone Star State, too, thanks to this front. And as you go north, it gets bitterly cold. 21 in Cut Bank, negative 12, I should say, negative 21 up there in the Dakotas. That's where the really cold stuff is. And then out in California, big time rain and snow, even near Los Angeles, some snow in the higher elevation there. That storm system pushes east. Out ahead of it, again, we'll get some of that light, drizzly, sprinkly stuff. Nothing that's going to be heavy. But this moves towards Texas or north of us as we get into Sunday night, Monday. Thin line of showers. We may get the tail end of it, but we're not going to get much rain out of this. Turns dry and windy on Monday. So let me show you the 7-day forecast here. 65 Saturday, 76 Sunday, as we said. But once that system moves through, it turns dry and warm. 81 Monday, 84 Tuesday, mid-80s Wednesday. We could get some thunderstorms by the time we get into Thursday. But next week looks warm and spring-like, guys.
Thanks, Justin. Coming up. Have you got an air fryer? Well, there's a recall out there. We'll tell you the brand being recalled and why.
Oh no, not the air fryers, but we are going to be breaking down a new partnership that is helping agricultural science students get their associates at home.
Okay, here's that recall alert we were telling you about. It's an item that a lot of people these days have in their kitchen, the air fryer. U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commissioners telling people to immediately stop using their Cosori brand air fryer. You can see it's on your screen right now, Cosori. 2 million of these air fryers are being recalled over fire and burn risks. The company says the hazard is the result of overheating electrical connectors. The air fryers were sold between 2018 through last December at a number of retailers, including Amazon, Best Buy, Home Depot, Costco, and Target.
And Boeing has temporarily paused deliveries of its 787 Dreamliners. The Federal Aviation Administration says the plane maker is doing additional analysis on a fuselage component. Now, deliveries won't resume until the FAA is satisfied that the issue has been addressed. 31 Dreamliners were delivered last year. The FAA is also looking whether those need to be examined. Boeing previously halted deliveries because of quality control issues.
Astronomers spotting something surprising, not a weather balloon. It's outside of our solar system. It's what they're calling a forbidden planet due to its unexpected size. NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite made this discovery. Researchers say the planet is about the size of Jupiter. It's about 280 light years from Earth. They say it is extraordinary to find such a large planet orbiting a smaller star. And the discovery challenges theories about how planets are formed.
And there's a new partnership between Palo Alto College and Texas A&M University designed to help agricultural science students get their associates right here at home and then transfer to A&M.
David Sears tells us the program is designed to streamline the transfer process with just a little paperwork, little or no college debt, so that they can concentrate on education and a career in ag science.
So what have you been doing to get yourself confident right here, right now?
Going outside, walking getting ready for the ring.
That is second-year Palo Alto ag student Emma Coetzer coaching up Adeline Fee from Dripping Springs as she gets ready to show her lamb.
From the start on the other side over there, and then they come over. I was in their shoes, and I know what they're feeling.
Emma showed animals for 10 years living in La Vernia. As a Palo Alto ag student, she's doing an internship at the rodeo, helping calm some of the nerves and get those youngsters ready to show.
Being in the ring to help the kids out, it's way more, just more calming because everyone sees me relax and then they're just gentle about it.
When Emma graduates from Palo Alto next spring with her associates, she can be more relaxed as she heads off to finish her ag science degree at Texas A&M. The schools have a partnership now that has smoothed out the path to Aggie land. They have made it easier for hours to transfer and less paperwork.
Get their associates in agriculture and then transfer to Texas A&M with a very seamless transition.
It's much more easier. It's much less complicated than like just going as a first-time student, not knowing as like a college expert.
And then there's the money. Students can save a lot of money staying at home for 2 years before heading to College Station.
Having the ability to say I have no debt going into my junior year of college is so important.
Another advantage of this relationship between Texas A&M and Palo Alto College, Palo Alto is the only ag college in Bexar County and the surrounding area.
Several high schools in Bexar County have ag programs. For schools without ag, like Burbank and Highlands, Palo Alto hosts ag classes twice a week for those students.
Really, it's a 2x2x2 program. 2 years at the high school level in ag, 2 years at Palo Alto in their associates, and then 2 years to finish their degree at Texas A&M University in College Station and get an Aggie ring.
Here you go.
David Sears, KSAT12 News.
Coming up in our next half hour, there are a lot of job fairs happening in our city this weekend, and we're going to let you know where they are and what you need to bring to attend.
Plus, the flight delays you could see if you're planning on traveling this weekend as a massive winter storm continues to hit multiple states. Right now, San Antonio police are investigating after a woman is rescued from her vehicle overnight after a rollover crash on the north side. Police say the crash happened just before 1 this morning at the intersection of Donella Drive and Highway 281. Now, the cause of the accident is still unknown at this time, but police said the woman crashed and rolled over her vehicle. She was pinned inside and had to be rescued for firefighters. Police say she was not intoxicated and was released to family members. No other cars were involved in this crash.
A man now behind bars accused of shooting his roommate back in November. Police say that it happened on the far southwest side, just inside Loop 410 near Fisher's Bend Street. This is 48-year-old Juan Ortegon. He is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. San Antonio police say that he shot his roommate in the face with a gun during an argument. That roommate taken to the hospital but survived.
And now to some national news. The Alex Murdaugh trial continues today. He is facing a double murder charge for the deaths of his wife and son. On top of that, he's admitted saying he was in fact at the crime scene minutes before the murders. Murdaugh saying he continued to lie because of his paranoia due to opiate use. He is testifying in his own defense and continues to deny that he had anything to do with the deaths.
Did you take this gun or any gun like it and blow your son's brains out on June 7th or any day or any time?
No, I did not.
Mr. Murder, did you take a 300 blackout and fire it into your wife Maggie's leg, torso, or any part of her body?
No.
Now, some legal experts say it seems as if Murdaugh is directly trying to play on the jury's sympathies, but that they may not actually see this testimony in a positive light, given he's admitted to other crimes and lies on the stand.
There was a shooting near a school in Philadelphia that left several people injured, including a 2-year-old and 5 teenagers. According to police, the gunfire broke out just before 6 o'clock last night. A 31-year-old woman shot along with her 2-year-old daughter. They're expected to be okay. 5 teenagers, all ranging in ages, also shot. Some of them are in critical condition. As of right now, police are not sure what led to all this shooting. All they have so far are the images showing people shooting from what looks like a gray Hyundai Elantra.
Now, you think you've seen it all until you see it. Extreme weather is continuing to hit parts of the U.S. today, and millions of people are dealing with historic conditions.
We just can't believe it snowed in L.A.
That's right.
Everybody's talking about it. It's causing travel headaches, though, and it's leaving thousands of people without power. Mike Valerio is in Los Angeles as they prepare for heavy snow.
Extreme weather hitting coast to coast, and there's more on the way.
This is really just the calm, yeah.
A series of brutal winter storms continued to stretch across the U.S. on Thursday, dumping snow, blizzard conditions, or ice across parts of the country from California all the way to New England. It's all part of a weather pattern that's already shut down roads, caused nearly 1 million power outages, and disrupted thousands of flights. According to FlightAware, more than 1,000 flights were canceled and more than 3,200 delayed within the U.S. on Thursday alone.
It's very frustrating. It's been a long time since I've had to sleep in an airplane. I could be doing a lot of other things.
The disruptions come one day after more than 1,700 flights were canceled and more than 7,000 were delayed. And there's concern the lingering weather conditions could further disrupt air travel and make driving even tougher.
It's not the way that you want to go down that hill.
No.
At one point on Thursday, more than 60 million people were under weather alerts from New England all the way to the west, from Portland to San Diego County, people making the best of snowy conditions.
Got the beach at 30 minutes, you got the snow in 30 minutes. So, it's the best thing we can have in the U.S.
And the extreme weather in Southern California is just getting started. Ventura and Los Angeles counties bracing for an extremely rare event. Blizzard warnings in place through Saturday. In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
So weird to see snow in the palm trees of LA.
But you know what? We've been there. We've experienced that right here, 2020. How can we forget?
That is true. We know what it's like.
Pretty interesting to see that. And it's not in like LA proper, but you just get outside where the elevation picks up a little bit and the snowfall is there. It's pretty incredible. Southern California just getting blasted by that storm system. And by the way, that moves towards us, but it doesn't bring us that kind of weather. It just brings us a small line of showers, probably Sunday night into Monday. Want to show you the oak pollen graph here. This gives us an idea of when oak pollen picks up and when oak season is at its worst. It showed up for the first time in the pollen count today. We typically see oak peak in April. Looks like we're a little ahead of schedule. The latest count is at 30. And we'll see it probably grow from there in the coming weeks. But just a heads up, we are headed into oak season. Feels like we just got done with Mountain Cedar. 58 right now in Comfort, 56 Canyon Lake, 58 in New Braunfels, 56 in Seguin, 61 right now in Stinson. We're right around 60 here in Bexar County. And that's where we'll stay most of the afternoon, maybe gaining a degree or two more. 62 by the afternoon. There is a small chance for a couple of sprinkles or light showers. We're starting to see a little bit of that on radar. And look for temperatures to be in the mid to upper 50s as you head out and about tonight. More on that weekend forecast and more warmer temperatures next week coming up in just a bit, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Coming up, we are taking a look at some of the participants in this year's Youth Rodeo and how they got it. Plus, how many steps you should be taking each day to keep your heart in healthy conditions.
And after the break, the price drop on Netflix. They're announcing it after getting backlash from their new password sharing policy.